Stop right there.
The empty shrine.
Thank you.
Okay. That doesn't work.
I'm hiding. Did you... I don't understand. Oh, I see. I should I promise, nobody else will ever know what you did. But I know. That was really clever. Oh, speaking of which, well... All right.
Yeah, he watches through their eyes.
Why'd you always have to be like that, Dacius?
Be like what?
Oh, you know. Asking such silly prices for things people need.
Don't ask how, I got it.
What are you doing in here? She need... What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle? A what? I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. I think it's your accent, because it sounded like you said, time traveler. That was like the gods hearing my... You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need. I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up. My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
All of them somehow had coins with them. Decius, after jumping into for his carriage. She grabbing it from home. Georgius partying too hard. Horatio was buying a pendant.
It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good, too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Who? Oh, just go on.
He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
Salve.
Julia.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest. As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions. The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler. Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
I have all the time.
All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did. I'm not proud of it, but yes, I was surprised he agreed to it, to be honest. But I was so happy to have the money I didn't question it. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years.
What the hell?
but I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was?
Hemlock, right?
You figured it out already. I wish I'd been so astute. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning. That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing: my hemlock. I just wanted it to be over, but it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape.
I do
At
have a
least until
solution.
someone breaks the golden rule.
There's also
Maybe
that.
it wouldn't be so bad.
How much would it cost to buy your freedom?
A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last
But why
night.
Ulpius?
He's in exactly the same position as I am.
Okay,
Malleolus
that's why.
and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff
No,
into
he has not done it.
Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him.
Perhaps I can
I
help him
doubt you
too.
could make it up to the bluff in time.
I can.
I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you.
Flatulence, rhubarb, ulcers, stomach pain, rheumatism, willow bark.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Yeah. Okay. I see you. Don't. I'm coming. You're not doing this a third time. I'm gonna let you vote. That's how we can get... Okay. First things first. Hey, Sissy. Hello, Octavia. Sorry, I need to talk to Ulpius.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No.
There's the
no,
obelisk.
No. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over.
I think I can help. I can throw 11,000 denarii at Malleolus' face. Throw money at the literal problem. Solves the problem for everyone.
It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact, and she's already swallowed hemlock this morning.
About that.
If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that.
Yeah, we can farm the douche for 5k every loop now, which is why I think money is not money is a false lead in this.
Oh, really? That changes things a little. But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Unless you happen to have 2,000 denarii to pay off both of our debts.
I do.
Wait. So, I guess you'd want me to work for you then.
Hello, beautiful. Now I see your face for the first time.
You'd do that for us? A couple of complete strangers. It seems today we are both blessed. This did not turn out how I thought. Thank you, friend. I never thought people like you existed.
There's your money.
Thank you. I'll go and pay off our debts immediately. I just wish there was some way I could repay you. But I have nothing but the tunic on my back.
Don't worry about it,
I'll go
friend.
and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again, friend. I'll never forget what you did for us.
Octavia, wanna talk?
What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it. I'm thankful that you're here. Can I help you with something? Even if I had seen it, and I'm not saying I have, I couldn't in good conscience give it to you. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Please, there was even if I had seen...
Don't want to.
Ah.
Okay. How can we pass the test if we don't know the rules? You know the rules, and so do I. Oh, okay. The fall. The hell? Now that is Egyptian. I mean, it certainly looks like it. 4 legs? This is odd. Norse could also be a... I mean, Germanic or Norse would be... We have a few eggs on our hand. Golden eggs! African. Oh, could also be. Ask Fabia. Maybe we know that. Malleolus / Quinctius. See you, author. Yeah, money is not a problem for us. Okay. Oh, there you go. Ulpius.
Shalom.
Shalom? What is this game about? Yeah, Deathloop 64 CE. There is a lot to unpack about this.
You mean where am I from and all that? Judea, originally. But when I was a child, I moved to Rome with my family, Romanized my name and spent most of my life in the Jewish district of Trans-Tiberim, across the Tiber from the main city. That's where I was when the fires broke out. Everyone was running toward the river and I, listening to my inner contrarian, ran the other way. Every road leading out of Rome was in chaos, full of people with all their belongings in carts and brigands.
That was
preying
Jewish.
on them.
Shalom.
Several hours down the Appian Way, I saw another Jewish family being attacked by 3 opportunists. So I picked up a branch from the side of the road and went to defend them. I can only assume they got the better of me because the next thing I knew, I was waking up in a forest, by a river not far from here, with no memory of how I got there. It's strange though, because I still had my purse on me.
Money.
Why would a robber knock me unconscious and throw me in a river, but not take my coins? A lot of good it did me, and that family. I sometimes wonder what happened to them.
So what is the game about? Basically, you wake up on a shore, don't know how you got there, you encounter a woman named Karen, who tells you that someone named Al went into a cave to find mysterious ruins. And we ourselves were an archaeologist looking for ruins, so quite a coincidence that we find them there. And she asked us to get him. When we get there, we find him encased in gold as he hung himself. Rambling about something he couldn't break them, couldn't free them. And then we found a portal, went in and arrived here in a time where the city was attacked. And ever since then, we heard about the Golden Rule. The Golden Rule being to not commit sin. For if we do, all shall be punished. That is the rule of this place. And as all turned to gold, we met we know the rule was broken, and we met the Magister of the city. And he told us that he feared that this would happen, and that he believes that we come from the future, from another time, as he discovered a ritual from a goddess that allows the travel of time. So he tasked us with finding out who is about to break the Golden Rule and turn them all out. We uncovered a few very disturbing secrets about this place, and we have learned that sin is not always a sin, that it is very bound by perception. Also countless times we have broken the rule, time traveled back, and, you know, time travel shenanigans, but we also have learned, I mean, at this point I can just say it, but that Karen was not Karen, but Charon, the ferryman, and that this is the underworld. And all of them have been brought here. As you see, he mentions he had a purse with him. He had coin with him. And Karen said that she got sick of her job with a long commute. Very repetitive job with a commute. So yeah. That's Charon, and In the palace. You know, we'll talk to him
All
later.
right, friend.
I'll show that. Around the city, you will find golden statues showing that this obviously happened before. And also, a thing. You see the statue? They are watching. So yeah, that means it's something happened already, and there was a woman, Naevia, who heard a whisper, someone calling to her, like we just did, and she got the wrong impression of it, and she started to think of them and discovered that inside those statues are people living, which we already found as well. I mean, I don't have to go far. In the cistern under the city, we saw a golden skeleton attack us, and it said peeled statue. So yeah, those statues, they are alive under there. They are not dead. They are very much alive. And it's complicated. So now we have to find a way to break out. I suppose I could go down there. And in the progress, we found a bow. The bow of Diana, which can turn things into gold, and this is gold alloy. Find a way into the shrine, huh? Pluto, father of riches. Yeah. The gods are playing a sick game. And there are Christians in this city, as depicted by the fish. Okay, I guess that is this, huh? And we already found a very peculiar way of escaping. But yeah. The thing is, I don't know if that would be the full game end or not, as it is one of the main goals. I think it's those are 4 ways to end the game. And I will save here.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
Poor Dooley.
Am I going to die?
Equitia. Let's see who wants our little warm brother dead.
Salve.
Maybe Fabia knows something.
Salva. Terrible shame, that is. Maybe this'll help. The forum's usually dead quiet at that hour, so I came out. To be honest, I thought maybe poor old Dooley had got out of his cell and was snooping around again. So I popped my head out and saw someone in front of Virgil's shop. I called out to them, but they just... All I remember is they ran past a lit torch, and the light glinted off something metallic. Armour, I think.
Yep.
So I suppose it could only be one of three
Rufius.
people. Horatius, Domitius, or Rufius. I hope that helps.
I know.
Or...
Yeah, and Dooley can't sin. He doesn't understand the sin.
See you then.
For he doesn't know better. Oh, oh. Okay, that's a crappy way to go. Yeah, I was talking about you. Alright, Theophilus. You have been murdered twice. But I also gotta commend you for setting up 4 girls twice. But the toilet of all places, yeah. Whoever defecated here needs to see a doctor. Okay, the humor in this game, the storytelling is on point, like... Oh... And this was only made by 3 people in the course of 4 years. This is astonishing. Okay, Equitia, where are you, my dear? Rufius.
Name's Rufius. No idea what... Whatever.
Sponge on the stick seems more environmental friendly than TP. Unless you factor in that those sticks are shared. That's Livia. Lucretia. Dooley. Was it up here? Yeah, here. Yeah, Rufius is the psycho with the statues in his room. And the dick. But yeah, Rufius is Christian. Looks Egyptian, yeah. Yeah, and to go into the Karen. The Egyptian one dreamt of someone again and again that he wore up on the shore, and someone named Curti dragged them out in a hood with a ram headrest.
Friend, you have given me
Galerius. Hi, friend.
Shalom. Sentius, I suppose.
Nice.
Well, neither of us have a couple of hours to stand around talking about theology, law, and collective punishment, so I guess you're looking for a pithy summary? You remind me of an old story from my people about Hillel the Elder. He was approached by a Gentile and asked to explain the entire Torah while he stood on one foot. Obliging, he replied, "What is hateful to you, do not do to another. That is the whole Torah. The rest is commentary. Go and learn." Of course, what I want to know is, what kind of a god sees a young woman abducted and does nothing about it? Not my god.
There it is.
That's for sure.
Young woman abducted.
Thanks. I just wish there was a way to find out.
There is.
Scintilla and I were in love. And then, 22 days ago, she went missing. All right. One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Malleolus's villa, I heard a young woman singing. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard. I wasn't allowed out, so once everyone else was asleep, I climbed up the inside of the villa and onto the roof, just to see where that sound was coming from. And that's when I saw her. Standing in the garden of the magistrate's villa, I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hopeful. And then she looked up and saw me, and she smiled. I knew at that moment the fates had brought me to her, and from the moment she asked my name with this warmth and curiosity, I knew I'd have done anything for her. And so for weeks on end, each night I'd climb out of the villa and into her father's garden. We'd hold hands and talk about all the things we'd do once we got out of here, like having our own vineyard. And then one morning I woke up and everyone was out searching for her. They said she'd vanished in the night. All I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself I was. All I know is she loved me. And if she had known a way out, she would have told me. She'd never have taken her own life. And there's no way anybody could have killed her under the Golden Rule. I can't prove it, but I just know she's still alive somehow. Even now, it's as if I can hear her voice in my head, crying out to me. That can only mean one thing. Somebody abducted her. I have no idea how, or who would want to do something like that to such a sweet, lovely girl. But what else could have happened? My guess? Malleolus had something to do with it. He is without doubt the most evil man I have ever known. I have no idea where he'd be keeping her, but there is one room in his villa, upstairs, which is always locked. I've never seen the inside of it, and I haven't been able to steal a key without breaking the Golden Rule. But I have a feeling that if you could get in there somehow, it would shed light on a great many things.
Look into that.
Let me know what you discover.
Okay.